Hey everyone. Before we watch the episode, I wanted to clue you in. There are a couple of technical difficulties here. Our audio is not up to snuff because our recorder had an issue, so we're using camera audio. And during the interview, the camera does some autofocusing that we would not normally want. And we had planned to reshoot this episode, or at least large portions of it, but COVID-19 has put us all into a shelter-in-place environment, as I'm sure you all know. And so that's not really an option. And rather than trash the episode, we thought, let's get it out anyway. We'll edit it as well as we can and put it out there. And it's still pretty entertaining. It's a little long maybe, but we're learning as we go. We hope you'll be patient with us while we do that. We hope to have a new episode out for you sometime in the next week or so, week, 10 days, that we're going to do remotely. And we can all enjoy our quarantine together then. But in the meantime, here is Season 1, Episode 2 of reviews from the Beer Can Room. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reviews from the Beer Can Room. I'm Chris Neville.
I'm Chris May, and this is our second episode here.
Big second episode.
We've got a lot of comments and
Mostly constructive.
mostly some criticism, some fan mail
Yes.
by way of comments.
It has been it's been a whirlwind, and we've been renewed for the next 5 seasons. So
Yeah, it's a lot of movies we'll be watching.
we're here to stay.
All right, so what should we do? Should we start off with a little news you can use here? And
Sure.
What's going on? The big story of the day?
I think the big story of the day is the conviction of noted film producer Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah,
noted for such movies as Scary Movie 5,
that was a good one.
Nutty by Nature. What was that?
Nut Job 2?
Nut Job 2, Nutty by Nature,
Yeah, that was a good one.
and of course Piranha 3 Double D.
Yeah, all great movies. He's probably, those are all going to be in his obituary when he passes away in prison one day.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah, so he's going away for a long time. I saw a little clip. He didn't have that walker when he was.
Yeah.
he kind of was
Funny
walking.
how that didn't. The prop didn't work.
Yeah,
So,
it didn't work too well.
yeah.
So. A lot of contributions to the movie. I mean, we named a lot of his big ones that
Yeah.
maybe people don't know about, but maybe how he should be remembered. I think.
Yes, I think so too. And remembered and now forgotten.
Yeah. Goodbye, Howard.
No room for that for Harvey.
Other movie news. I don't know what else is going on. We just looked up the top movie of the week.
Yeah, I think for second week in a row, Sonic the Hedgehog
I have not seen this movie.
is dominating
Yeah.
the box office.
Jim Carrey is involved. You haven't seen it, have you?
No,
No. We had no field trips to report.
no, it's been kind of a slow week that way.
Yeah.
But we also are a little bit close on the heels of our last episode, so
Right.
hopefully there will be another field trip coming soon.
And so we'll have a guest. We'll have the guest, the person who hosted, Todd Kahn, will be out later.
That's right. We'll be bringing him on in just a little while. He's in hair and makeup right now.
Yeah.
He gets through hair pretty quick, but makeup takes a while.
Yeah. Come on, Todd. And so I'm up next.
You are.
Yeah, I got
How
to come up with
exciting.
a movie. Yeah, we're gonna watch it down here. In my,
Are you going to show it with a projector against the beer can?
yeah.
I like
It'll
that
be
idea.
a beer can related movie. I
I
assume.
like, well, what does that give us?
Strange Brew.
Strange Brew, or what's the one? Beer Fest?
Beer Fest. Yeah,
Excellent movie.
yeah. Oh, that was
Beer
well done.
Fest is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, that was like a countries were trying to drink the most beer.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was the same Super Troopers.
They had to
guys.
fight the Americans and the Germans.
Yeah,
had to fight.
I remember Will Forte had a big part of
Yes. Is he a German or is he an American?
that. think he was a jerk.
I think he was.
Yeah.
But the USA might have prevailed, I think, in that one.
I certainly hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah. So we want to introduce a new segment that we're going to do every time, and we're going to do Chris Picks, Chris Picks, which we hope will be sponsored by Chris Picks. So if you're out there listening, every show, Chris and I will both recommend a film that we think you should see. Relevant to no other thing except that it's something we like and we think you should see.
Right. Well, I'll go. I guess I'll go first because I thought of one. So apparently, Wes Anderson is coming out with a new movie pretty soon with Bill Murray, the cast of characters. Now I can't for the life of me think of what. It's going to be weird.
Yeah, I imagine so.
And I don't exactly remember. So I enjoy a lot of his movies. So I'm going to go back and recommend Rushmore.
Oh, fantastic!
Great movie. We showed that actually to our kids. They thought it was bizarre and kind of strange, obviously.
Actually, I should.
But they had they enjoyed it, and it's of his movies. I think it's still my favorite.
That's your favorite one, huh?
I think so. I like most of them.
I don't like Kingdom a lot.
No, yeah.
And Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That was good.
He's got a lot of good movies.
He's got a lot of good movies, but his latest movie coming out is The French Dispatch.
Ah, very good.
Which he's, I believe a trailer is out for that.
I'll have to
so
look
you
it
can see. It won't make any sense. You won't be able to figure out much of the plot, I don't think, from the trailer.
Is it period or is it set?
No, it looks older. I don't know where it's 60s maybe 50s.
Yeah, that's kind of he's good there.
I don't know. He's one of those vague, vague location. It's somewhere in Europe.
Okay.
But I think the cast is fantastic.
Is this jumping on the coattails of Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
I didn't see that yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic movie. Wasn't gonna be. It's not my.
It's
pick.
not the Chris pick.
It's not my pick.
All right.
Although it could be. It's an excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, please.
That's a little bonus.
That's a little
Chris
bonus.
pick.
Yeah.
What's your Chris pick?
So my pick will be. This is my favorite movie of all time. It's The Man Who Would Be King, which is Michael Caine and Sean Connery and Christopher Plummer. Although Christopher Plummer is just a small part in the movie. It's a Rudyard Kipling story. Christopher Plummer plays Rudyard Kipling in the movie, and it's really just a great old-fashioned adventure story. I won't say it weathers well. There are definitely some imperialist and maybe some misogynist elements to the film that probably don't hold up so well. But it's set in India and Africa in the early 1800s, not an enlightened time.
Yeah, what's going on? The Brits are trying to take the world.
It's about these two adventurers, Peachy Carnahan and Daniel Travert, who go out to seek their fortune after being dismissed from the English army in India.
Okay, well, Kipling was the white man's burden, right?
Yes.
That was his.
Yes.
And pretty soon, now that Brexit's happened, I assume Britain will again take over the world.
I think it's inevitable.
Yeah,
right?
I heard India is laboring to get back into everyone's trying to rejoin the empire because they want to be part of that Boris magic.
I think that's was Modi gave a big speech about that.
Did he? Oh, he's hanging out with our dear leader.
Yeah. Less said about that, the better. We don't want to go down that rat hole.
Yeah.
So anyway, there are the Chris picks for episode 2. We have
brought to you by
Chris Picks.
Potentially.
If not, and you want to sponsor that, just send a check and we'll be glad to put your logo here. So,
right.
All right, shall we invite our
Let's
guest
get Todd Kahn in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've only heard about this man. You haven't seen him up close until you've seen him in the beer can.
Buckle up.
That's right.
Let's get him in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Todd Kahn. It's Todd Kahn.
All right, our first,
Hey, guys.
our first true guest here in the
This is exciting.
Beer Can Reviews. A charter member of the Oak Park Men's Film League,
Correct.
OPMFL. Todd Kahn
Still in
is
first
here.
place.
Still in first place, undefeated. And this will be the one in all the clip shows on like the 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary.
Right.
There'll always be a clip from this one. So
The
this is
first
exciting.
guest.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
And we got to figure you'll be back a lot. You'll be like Norm Macdonald.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
While we're on anniversaries, I am honoring the Miracle on Ice. Today is the 40th anniversary of the victory over Finland,
Very
which
nice.
clinched the gold medal.
Very nice.
History seems to gloss over that, but
You know
I
what?
will not.
That could be because of that movie, Miracle.
That's why I didn't pick it. Great movie, but
So what? So let's get to the movie you did pick. Todd was a lovely host.
Yes.
He got real movie theater.
that's the first time anyone's ever described me as lovely.
Well, there's a first time for everything. Why don't you tell us about the movie that you picked? What movie did you pick, Todd?
So I picked the movie Bound,
Okay.
which was the directorial debut of the Wachowski brothers, now the Wachowski sisters.
Correct.
And it was also, Joe Pantoliano is one of the great character actors in cinema. And this was his first leading role. One of his only leading roles.
Right.
Yeah, I can't think of too many others.
Yeah. So that was intriguing to me. And it was such a suspenseful movie. Most of the club had never seen it. I think you said you had seen it years ago, but
Yep,
didn't really
I think
remember it. And I really just wanted to show something that would keep everybody on the edge of their seats all night. And I hopefully accomplished that.
And you also, by the way, great viewing space. Todd Kahn has a great theater in his basement.
Yeah. It's very,
We did the short subject was scenes from The Matrix.
Yep.
Another Wachowski masterpiece,
Right.
but really shows up the subwoofer.
And this got the Wachowski brothers, street cred. It got them to be able to make The Matrix. The Bound was an independent film. Matrix, obviously, a major studio release. The first one was really groundbreaking. They got progressively worse. I think the third one was a piece of garbage.
The fourth one filming in Chicago this summer.
Another Matrix?
They're filming it in Chicago starting in June. So
Wow. Maybe we could get Keanu down here.
I
as a
think, wouldn't that be
guest.
nice? We could.
Yeah,
Totally.
that'd be awesome.
We're going to shoot it. Maybe we just get in as extras.
Yeah.
I think that would be
Yeah.
nice.
we really should write.
If we can get maybe the OPMFL.
We really
all
should
in.
write. The fact that we have used one of their films as one of the first of the club, maybe they'll give us a
I
role.
feel like they owe us.
Yeah.
They really do. They were nothing before us. Just like Caesar says in the movie, you were nothing before you met me. You had nothing, you were nothing.
So you watched this movie with your wife recently.
Well, not recently. After the first time I saw the movie, it wasn't long after that Rita and I started dating. And we were looking for a movie to watch. And I said, this movie's great. You're going to love it. It's really suspenseful. And Rita's got a tendency to nod off during films because she likes her sleep. So we're watching this movie together. And we get to the lesbian scene. And it's pretty graphic. Not long after that, she falls asleep. She wakes up with about 5 minutes left in the movie and says, that movie was horrible and you only liked it because there's lesbians in it. So her review was basically of a movie that she slept through. And
Except she saw the lesbians.
she did see that. And, she wasn't really into it.
And I would think any of us who had seen that and then fallen asleep might have woken up and said, hey, that was a great movie.
Yeah, there might have been a different review. Yeah, I don't know.
And she actually, one of the reasons I picked this movie is not only because I like it, but because I know Rita to this day won't watch the whole thing and says it's a terrible movie. And so when I told her that it's the movie I picked, she said, oh, they're all going to hate it and they're going to hate you for showing it. And that's not what happened. I love my wife dearly, but she is no film league material.
Oh my gosh. That's a shot across the bow there.
Well, look, I'm no book club material, so we each have our own strengths.
I suppose that's
That's
true. I suppose that's true.
So loosely the plot, it's a suspenseful movie, so we shouldn't give away. Somebody
Right.
might.
At a very high level, it's about two women who meet, have an affair, and conspire to steal $2 million from the mob. One of the women is the mistress of a mobster, girlfriend of a mobster, and she wants out, and she tells her lover that she knows where her boyfriend is going to have $2 million in cash, and that they should steal it. And that's really the premise. And
That lays the groundwork.
That lays the groundwork. And it's the movie, I really look at it as kind of three segments. The first is kind of the introduction of the two women and their relationship and the steamy start to that.
They fooled around and fell in love.
There
quickly. There wasn't a lot of back and forth seduction,
right?
Or getting to know each other,
right?
No, you got right to the point.
And then it turns really violent.
Sure.
And then the last hour is frantic, and it's frantic in a way that I really like the setup where everybody has different pieces of information, but no one knows what the other people know, and as the viewer, we're the only ones who know everything that's going on. So,
right.
Really, to me, the last hour is like a very violent Three's Company episode.
There wasn't enough violence in that.
That's true.
I mean,
sometimes we fight at the Regal Beagle, maybe.
Yeah,
that's probably.
I mean, Jack fell over the couch quite a bit.
That's true. That's true. You didn't mention, I noticed, the actresses' names. This is the problem in Hollywood. Jennifer Tilly and Gina Gershon.
Yes.
I think when the movie came out, there was quite a bit of buzz about their lesbian tryst. That was like
it was pretty. Even by today's standards, it was pretty graphic, and they insisted on doing their own scenes. That's something I read up on.
Oh, really?
They did not use body doubles.
A little extra
research.
Yes.
All right.
It's it was really from that standpoint, the Wachowskis break a lot of ground in different ways.
So I have a slightly odd story about lesbians in movies. Okay, so this is going back to when I was about 10 years old, 9 or so. This is Prince Andrew dated an actress. Now Prince Andrew is
the one that got kicked out.
He's been hanging around, palling around with Jeffrey Epstein. He's a bad seed.
Yeah.
But back in the early 80s, late 70s, he was dating an actress named Koo Stark, who had, to the dismay of the British royal family, had been in a lesbian shower scene in some movie. Now, when I heard this, I didn't know what lesbian was. But
this is 2006.
So here's the problem with that. I knew that. I thought I heard that word before, as the guy on MASH was
Jamie Farr.
Jamie Farr. I couldn't understand, but he's Lebanese.
Yes.
And so I somehow, in my 9-year-old brain, 10-year-old brain, so every time I hear anything about a lesbian movie, somehow Jamie Farr comes up. Klinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't the cross-dressing?
Maybe. I don't know, but I
overall, really excellent movie. Liked all of the cinematography. A lot of cool little...
There's some tricks that they became more famous for. I think as they made the Matrix, some of the camera angles.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love. I love the. The movie takes place in an apartment building, and Corky, Gina Gershon's character, is in one apartment, and Meg Tilly's in the other, and separated by Jennifer Tilly. We can edit that out, right? And their apartments are separated by a very thin wall. As Chris noted, one of the themes of the movie is construct your house properly. Thin walls always get you in trouble.
That's true.
Right.
I like the scenes where they pan from room to room by going over the wall. I thought that was kind of a neat effect. Like there was no ceiling there.
Right.
Just to show sort of the connection between the two people. The other thing that we talked about that's really fascinating is how much of this movie would not work in today's world with cell phones and.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it was.
none of it.
I mean, it was really based on the fact that you didn't have this technology where you could track people and follow people and text and this and that, and really a lot of movies, if you rewrote them with today's technology, you'd have to completely change the dynamics. I mean, a lot of I think you said a lot of movies would be over in 5 minutes because everyone would be dead.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
And I'm watching a very good Netflix show that I told you about now called You. Which is the opposite. The protagonist uses technology and social media to get away with crime. And he uses Facebook to stalk people, and then he uses their cell phones to change, to make it seem like they're somewhere they're not, and create his alibi. So the use of technology over the years, and this one was sort of right on the cusp of, cell phones became prevalent right after this movie was, not long after this movie was made, so...
So we probably should rate the movie.
Yeah, let's rate it on the, what was the scale here?
The scale was...
Light beer.
Light beer,
lager,
IPA,
and
porter.
Okay.
All right. So, your honor, sir.
Well, I picked the movie, so I'm going to give it a porter.
All the way out. Okay, porter. I think I'm going to go IPA. I'm not going to give it a full porter, but it was definitely IPA.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that, Chris. I think it's an IPA. I think maybe they just didn't have enough time for character development, but the romance of the two women and their trust was so quickly developed.
I would say there was not much romance. There was just some getting down. It was...
but I think, and I hear what you're saying, because... one of the great lines of the movie is when Gina Gershon says, "I could sleep with anybody that I just met, but to steal with somebody, I've really got to trust them."
Right.
And they developed that level of trust very, very quickly.
They sure did.
Now, how did they develop that level of trust?
Can you take us through that, Todd? What was it that really cemented their relationship?
Well, it's wonderful to have you here. Let's do guest questions.
Guest questions right now.
All right. What was the first movie you can remember seeing in the theater?
First movie I ever saw in the theater was Fantasia.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. A fan of it?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember a heck of a lot, but, who doesn't love Mickey?
You've seen it since.
Yeah, well...
Okay.
Don't tell me how it ends.
All right, so then we're going to go best movie you've seen. Favorite movie.
Can I give a top 5? Because my top 5
You got
is
a top
so
5,
entertaining.
You got top 5?
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
top
My
five.
top
All right,
5.
top 5.
Your top 5.
Rocky.
Okay.
Casablanca.
Okay.
Field of Dreams. Star Wars, and I'm going to take the liberty of saying Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. I will.
You're grouping those two.
If you
top 6.
You got in my head, it's The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. All right.
And I'll go Toy Story 3.
Wow. A sleeper.
Yeah,
that is the sleeper.
It's, I think that's one of the most. As a parent, if you can watch Toy Story 3 without tearing up as a parent, then you're not a good parent.
Then you're a monster.
You are a monster, and you should give your kids.
Well, the last 2 threw a curveball. They could have been on my
Yeah.
grandfather's list up until the last 2.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Honorable mentions to honorable mentions to Fargo, Casablanca, and The Godfather.
You already Casablanca was number 2. You can't mention it.
Then Fargo and Godfather.
All right, give us your top, your 11 worst movies.
No, the worst.
I'll give you the worst.
Can you give us
I'll give
the
you the
worst?
worst because so it's not just that it was bad. It was bad as a sequel to a great movie.
Oh, okay.
So
Sequels are
Caddyshack 2.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
Just so sullied.
terrible.
The fact that they let them use the Caddyshack name just bothers me.
No, it was no Meatballs too.
Okay.
All right, so we've done. Oh, what's your most memorable movie experience?
Yeah,
it doesn't have to
in
be
the theater.
Yeah.
So my most memorable was my second movie ever.
Oh, okay.
I saw The Towering Inferno with my mom, and ate so much popcorn that on the way out of the theater, I threw up all over the lobby.
That's fantastic. Hence your lifelong love of theater popcorn.
and you know I love popcorn.
He brought popcorn from the Lake Theater here at Oak Park. We support the Lake Theater.
What'd you do? How'd you get in there? Did you talk your way in there?
You know, they're very
Did you have to buy
understanding.
a
If you just
ticket?
want to buy food, no,
Okay.
just said I'd like to buy some popcorn. And
Kidding me? They don't have to show the movie and still sell it.
Yeah, right. I
That's
mean,
a win for
you're
you.
going to buy a $7 box, barrel of popcorn.
Yeah,
They're happy, and I had 3 of them.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah.
So yeah, that and I happen to like the Towering Inferno. I mean, that experience did not sully my experience of popcorn or the Towering Inferno.
Amazing, but you can't ride an elevator to this day.
I work in the Willis Tower, so that's probably not.
It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of
Yeah,
steps.
that's why I'm so thin.
All right. So, lastly, your favorite beer can.
You know, I've been studying the beer cans as I came in, and I got to say the Meisterbrow Gold can
Classic.
is. I mean, that's you don't get much better.
That's
than
Chicago's very own right there.
that. It's hard to pick just one. There's so many great films. I could narrow down my favorite, but we are lovers of cinema.
All right, Todd. Thank you for joining us.
It's my guys. This is a blast.
Right.
All right,
So-
Todd.
Back to the show. Todd Kahn.
Todd Kahn, ladies and gentlemen.
He was great. I'll tell you what. He's a scintillating personality.
He really is. So, first guest.
Yes,
The first guest is in the books. We're still working out the ideas for the show.
Yeah.
So, anybody want to have anybody who has a suggestion,
Yeah, if you have a segment you'd like to see us take on, you have maybe a question for us, you can put it in the comments below, and we will try to get to them in the next show. Try to keep the nationalism and hate speech to a minimum.
go ahead, who cares? Do whatever you want.
We may not address your question if it comes in that form, but we might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take most questions. I think we'll be able to handle.
We're pretty good at that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, so far the book club is.
You did it again! You can't.
It's not a book club.
It's not a book club. And you know how we know it's not a book
Why
club?
is it not a book club?
Because we watched the movie together and discussed it.
That's true. The Film League set out to do something, right? And we're accomplishing
We
it.
did it. That's twice in a row.
Saw a movie. We talked about it. We reviewed it.
Mm-hmm.
Made a TV show about it.
I mean, book club's great. I like wine
It
too.
is. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's great.
You say you like wine?
Yeah. Who doesn't like a little wine?
That's true. That's true. A little wine and fellowship.
I do not begrudge them that one bit. I do. Maybe it's a different spelling of book. Maybe it's not overthinking.
It's some Danish thing, right? Book. Book.
Yeah. Book club.
Yeah, that means wine.
it's a particular Danish goblet
Yes.
that they
right.
use to drink
The
wine.
book club. Now we know what it's all about. All right, we figured it out. Another mystery of the world has been solved.
There it is.
And another episode
Another one in the can. I like how it's going.
is in the can.
In the can!
Yay, there
All
you
right.
go.
So that's it. Thanks for joining us on Reviews from the Beer Can Room. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Happy viewing.
That's right.
That's good.